Ooh, Lizzo proved too much for the girls. Too much for the girls. They couldn't make it. Now they're leaving their life. Hey, people. Good morning. Of course, we got to talk about the Lizzo story like everybody else apparently in the in the YouTube world and all social media. Hi, y'all. Hi, Mocha Drop. Fraser Laurie, Arika, Erica, excuse me. Cheryl, Cheryl Burnett, Marissa Chateau. How y'all doing? Hi, Sandra. Sandra Mitchell. And it's Z. Welcome, everybody. Good morning. So we got to talk about this Lizzo situation. I am Miss Red. We're going to talk about the situation with this Lizzo. Now, Lizzo's this popular singer. I'm not real familiar with her except for what I see, pops up on the news. But apparently Lizzo, three of her dancers are suing her. I know y'all probably heard this from every source there is, but I'm going to give my 2 cents on it. Three of her dancers are suing her because they have been terminated. From what I understand, they all three been fired. I hope I'm clear on that. Did they all three get fired or one just leave? I don't know. But they're suing her for she said that she fat shamed them and she sexual impropriety or something. Listen, Lizzo is a unique character in show business, right? Where in her act, Lizzo is obviously a big girl, but she's made that a part of her act. She's so pretty much most of her dancers, I don't know if I should say all of them, but most of them are full-figured girls. These are big girls, and they're on stage with her. And it's got to be kind of remarkable that you can get so many girls who you can give work to specifically for being dancers. Dancers are known for being skinny, they're not usually the same body type, but that she is that body type and she celebrates that. She's actually an advocate for issues concerning big girls and them accepting themselves and actually celebrating themselves, right? She's been criticized for her voluptuous outfits and things like that. But no, she said, no, honey, this is all me. All of me. Why not take all of me? Can't you see I'm no good without you? This is her show, right? So I find it very hard to believe that she is what they call fat shaming people. Now, these girls are dancers, right? Coincidentally, last night I was watching the show Casino with Robert De Niro. Casino is about this kind of a gangsterish guy, Jewish guy in Las Vegas running a big casino hotel, performance hall kind of place. Anyway, most of the casinos have entertainment. And there was a scene there where they were actually weighing the dancers before their performances. If they were to gain more than 2 pounds, girl, they were out. Right? You are a dancer. It's your job to get up there and wiggle, right? I'm sure on if you go to Broadway or you go to any other show where they use dancers, the people are going to be aware of things like your weight, basically your performance. If these girls are already big girls, it's hard to do that kind of show for 1 or 2 hours, girl. And so you are gaining significant weight. And the one girl, she admitted that she was depressed and she had put on weight, and she said, "Oh, they discriminating because of my weight." How are they discriminating against you because of your weight when everybody on the stage is big, including the headliner of the star, right? Now, I'm sorry, your feelings are hurt, But do you have a right to sue somebody because you are a dancer and they're saying you're gaining weight? Dancers can lose their jobs because of weight, and that is the truth. And I'm sure it is the same thing with athletes, honey. Different sports require different weight, different ages. It's not age discrimination. It's that you're no longer viable for that position, honey. And if you get up there and you can't move the way the other dancers are doing, which is what I heard Lizzo basically saying, they're concerned because you put on so much weight, right? I'm sure it's very hard doing that kind of all them dance moves and things, child. And so they're suing her for that. In my opinion, big girls talk about other big girls, honey. It ain't like, what she said, oh, she said wait, I'm saying you all have weight, right? I don't think it's any that is not. I don't think his lawsuit is going anywhere. Tell you the truth, they're getting a lot of publicity now. They got him on the Today Show, TMZ show, and they're making the rounds, right? And this is probably the closest they're going to get to any other career in show business, since they wanted to exemplify that they going to sue the boss if they don't like the boss attitude. I would imagine that all people who work behind other people and the other person is the star, you're going to have to deal with some of their personality quirks. Lizzo has not come out here with no prayer cloth, right? You know how physical she is, how sexual she is. You knew that going in. You were probably fans of hers because you did go and audition to be on her show. So if she's saying, listen, you girls are not stacking up. Aren't dancers fired all the time? If they can't make the move, they wanted to fire Beyonce's little 11-year-old child. She went in, she seemed a little stiff. She seemed a little stiff. Anyway, the other part of the lawsuit is apparently they were in Amsterdam in the red light district. Now, unless you've been living under a rock, we all know what the red light district is, correct? It's where prostitution is legal. They have the dancers butt ass naked up in the window. Like when we walk past the store, we see clothes and shoes, I don't know, sports equipment. No, you walk past those windows and you in the red light district, you see naked people all up in the window, child. And then you're gonna come over here talking about, oh, we didn't know. We had no idea what kind of place that was. Oh, she sprung it on us. And we felt like if we didn't do what they do, then we're gonna get fired. That loses your lawsuit right there, right? Because you ain't saying nothing about what Lizzo told you or did to you. You're saying what you felt like she would do to you. You can't convict people on what you felt like, honey. Oh, I felt like they was color shaming me. They felt like it was Miss Thing, maybe you had a colorism issue, Miss Thing, and that's how you felt, but it had nothing to do with the reality. Right? So at one point you're saying that she fat shamed you. And the other thing is you're saying that she brought you into a strip club. You didn't know what it was in Amsterdam in the red light district where you had to pass by naked people to get inside the building. Lizzo's in there turning it up with the dancers. Here's what my advice would be for you, Lizzo, in the future. Don't party with your employees. Just don't do it. Everything's going to be blamed on you. Apparently, you're all in there. You're in a strip club, girl. I assume you're drinking. People are having a good time. They're having fun. The dancers are not just up there doing acrobatics with their assholes and pussies, girl, just in a vacuum, right? People actually enjoying this thing, right? And so you're blaming her now for what the people did on stage and saying, we felt pressure to do it. We felt pressure to eat that woman pussy. Miss Thing, you can't sue people because of how you felt. Excuse me. Queenie, go answer the phone, baby. I don't know why I keep forgetting to turn this shit off. House phones are a thing of the past. Ain't nobody else calling there. Anyway. I know I'll talk to you guys in a minute. But they go into the club and they said, well, Lizzo was standing with them. Yeah, whatever the girl's name. What was her name? Crystal or Ariana, whatever. People were encouraging. like they were doing everybody else in the club, girl. When you go out with your coworkers, Miss Thing, you're all in the strip club of all places. I mean, when you saw it was a strip club, you didn't have you couldn't leave. Oh no, we felt like we were to get fired. We felt like here we go back to your feelings again. Nobody's forcing you to stay and look at no strippers, girl. They had plenty of people in that club that can celebrate these strippers. Oh, I was giving Lizzo my advice. I know she's waiting for it, girl. She's just sitting back waiting for my advice. Don't party with your employees. In the groups that I facilitate, us as the facilitators are not even allowed to party with the people that are in the groups, right? Now they can go out together, they can party, they can go have pizza, they can do anything they want to do, right? But whenever there's a party involving everybody in the group, including a party, we cannot attend, right? So I think Lizzo's mistake is going out with these girls to a club. And even if she don't say anything about being the boss, they know she's the boss. So if you're over here playing like you are trying to please the boss, you shouldn't be out there with her, girl. And Lizzo, you shouldn't go out with them. Don't go out with them no more, honey. Certainly don't go out with them in the red light district. Then they got this other issue. The other issue is apparently the manager or road manager, she's a holy roller. And so she's telling these girls about premarital sex, and she's seems to be pushing her religious views on other people, like you have in jobs. It seems strange to me that Lizzo could be so physical and so sexual, and then this woman is such the opposite of that. So I don't know what's going on with all that, girl. I really don't. I don't even understand why they would have that kind of a person being the manager. But they're complaining that the manager was forcing her religious views on them and showing them the proper way to suck up banana. Was this at the same party? A lot of bananas are involved in this thing. These phallic symbols. I guess the woman, the holy roller woman, was telling them how they can pleasure somebody without having sex. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. Everybody seems to have an opinion about this stuff, though. My opinion is, woman, if you are going to be a dancer, yes, there are going to be people watching your weight for you. She's complaining and suing because she says, well, nobody else was treated that way. Only the dancers. Only the dancers think that is a different kind of position. If you can't get on that stage and move for 1 to 2 hours, girl, then it is an issue. It ain't like she discriminated you because you're big. She hired you because you were big. Everybody in the damn show is big, girl. And she's big. Right? Maybe they fired you. I know one of them certainly was being fired. I think all 3 of them might have been fired. That's why they're suing, right? That's the lawsuit. The lawsuit, you get money from people, honey. Lizzo got some money, so now they find a way that they can get some money, right? They were perfectly willing to be down with Lizzo until Lizzo fired their ass. So, ladies, I'm not on your side. I don't buy this bullshit. I think you got fired because you were incompetent dancers. Either it was your attitude. Obviously, you have some attitude if you're willing to sue the woman and drag her through all this shit. Because even though you're not going to win no lawsuit, you got to drag this woman into a courtroom now. She got to pay all these attorneys, which she wouldn't have to pay, girl. It's just a big pain in the ass. She's trying to be on the road performing, but I got to go back to LA now to go appear in court and all this kind of stuff. Then all this damn publicity, this free publicity you're getting because you're not sacrificing anything, right? She's the only one that has to deal with all this smoke. You putting her through all this that speaks to there's a possibility that you had a bad attitude, right? Perhaps when somebody comes and asks you, are you okay? You feeling right? You're putting on weight. I see. You can talk about weight with another big girl. I mean, how big is Lizzo? They're about the same size. I can't ask you about weight, but who can, girl? I'm a national spokesman for big girls. Anyway, it's kind of sad to watch that. These lawyers, they get their ass up in there. They're going to get paid one way or the other. And so they just go digging through, oh, this is a big story. This is a big story because they're trying to become famous as well. Let me see what y'all think. uh It's a cautionary tale. There must be a separation between professional and personal conduct. Right. Lizzo has a right to go in there if she want to party, girl, and touch on the dancers and do all that kind of stuff. She got a right to do that, girl. They work hard. Hell, they work hard for the money. So hard for it, honey. They can go turn up. I'm just suggesting don't turn up with your employees. It's not the same. Even if you're not putting pressure on them, maybe they feel pressure because they feel that. That's how I felt. And the other girl said, "Well, I think like if we didn't do what they did, if we didn't go to the club, y'all going. I thought y'all were working. Working is the primary thing, right? If we didn't do what they did, they got treated differently. They got invited to all the popular girls things. But we didn't get invited because we didn't want to do that. You didn't want to do what, girl? You want to look at a stripper? Don't go to the strip club. Anyway, obviously, Miss Lizzo gonna be she's gonna know some people better than other people. They get along. If they all like to drink, they all like to go to the club. They like strip clubs. They like culo. Is Lizzo gay? I don't know. I'm not a follower. But this was all involving. I didn't hear nothing about no male dancers. A lot of times the ladies will go to these male strip clubs. But it seems that these are all women's clubs because they're able to put projectiles up in their private parts, right, and shoot them out to the audience. It's just sounds like a typical strip club to me. Who am I to say, honey? It seems like they're pulling things out of the hat to add into this lawsuit. You suing one woman for being too holy, one woman for being too nasty. Then you want to throw in that they're fat shaming you when everybody in the damn ensemble is fat. Excuse me, full figure. It's great. You come in, you weighing in the 300 pounds, no big deal. Some people on there 270, 280, whatever. They hired you just like that, girl. Not a big deal, right? But if you switch over to 350 now, and they say you're not keeping up with the dances, girl, right? And whether they want to put it on weight or you putting it on your weight, whatever the reason is, the show is the most important thing. She wants to put on a professional show. Dancers are fired all the time. As a matter of fact, I think a dancer's dancing life starts to decline, and it's still in their 20s. It's very unusual for you guys to be up there like that, child. Right? Anybody trying to say you got to be skinny? She ain't trying to make nobody lose no weight, girl. They're just saying you're putting on a lot and then you're not keeping up. How you doing, Charles Dawson? I always see that smiling face. I can always pick out the crowd. Mm-hmm. Lines were crossed. Right. So if Lizzo was in the club with other singers, other performers, they can go have a good time, or her friends, her personal friends. But obviously, you see what happens when you mix it in with employees. Any employee could say, when you go to the club and you're out there with your boss and y'all drinking and carrying on, right? And you can say, "Oh, he touched me inappropriately." Well, wasn't everybody in the crowd touching you inappropriately? When you're touching each other, girl, then you grab an ass or a titty, something your own damn self, girl. But no, because he is the boss, it changes it. Now, me too, in the club. Probably they were partying together because they were in a foreign country. They were in Amsterdam, all places, honey, where everything is just sex, free sex, no punishment at all, girl, all up in the windows and everything, child. And you gonna wander up in the place. It just seems so silly to me for you to talk about you. I didn't know what kind of place we were going to. I didn't know. I had no idea. And then when I realized, I felt like I couldn't leave. I couldn't leave. That sounds so stupid to me. How did you even get to the place, girl? Did the Uber driver drive up into the club and then seat you? How in the hell you gonna be in Amsterdam in the red light district, girl, and not know what it is? I mean, little kids know what the red light district is, girl. Anyway, them girls in Las Vegas, honey, they're if they're gaining some significant weight, I'm sure Beyonce, you'll see how intense their dancing is, right? If they see somebody in the audience, if we're talking about big people or skinny people or whoever kind of people they are, if she has noticed somebody's putting on a lot of weight and not keeping up with the steps, you think she ain't gonna say nothing about it? Oh, whatever. Y'all, as long as you're protected, your rights are protected. No, you're a dancer. It's totally different. The same rules do not apply, girl. Oh, I see the secretaries. They able to go out and dance. They could gain weight. Yeah, everybody can because they're not dancers, girl. They're not in front of people, and what their gift and their talent is to dance, right? You think Muhammad Ali, honey, before he got in the ring, there weren't restrictions about what he did and what he ate before he goes to fight? They go into training for months, girl, to lose weight, to gain muscle, to prepare themselves. If you're not preparing yourself, Miss Thing, and you just want to be in the middle of the stage, girl, you can't even move. No one's supposed to say anything about that. So good luck to you. Well, I'm not gonna say good luck to you women, because I think it's wrong for you to treat that woman like that. As far as Miss Lizzo, it just sounds like she's just a typical diva, right? Ladies, y'all know that many times when you got a whole lot of women in the house, girl, there's only gonna be one queen, right? So I don't say to this woman, she said, "Oh, she talked down to us and she fat shamed us." This thing, it sounds like she's a typical diva. She is the boss, right? So you have to deal with some of her attitude. She does not have to deal with a bunch of attitude from you because you are the employee, girl. Y'all should keep your relationship as that employer and employee. Now, of course, Lizzo is not there with her friends. She's not there with the people she parties with. She's not there with other entertainers. She's just y'all just there in Amsterdam, right? And you didn't have no problem with it until she fired your ass. So if she wouldn't have fired your ass, would you suit her then? Cause you that nobody told you to go up there and put your mouth on eat some woman out on stage, girl. Now you talking about, oh, I felt like if I didn't do no, honey, you didn't have to do it. You could have just left. She said, Liz, I'm sorry, baby. This is not me. And left the red district. The whatever. You ain't have to do that, girl. Now you're gonna tell me that Lizzo's the only one having fun, and all y'all rest of y'all like slaves, drugged there about drugged there without your permission and all that old shit. And you were forced to do this and forced to do that, all based on how you felt. I felt if I didn't do it, this thing. Nobody told you to do shit, girl. They're in a club, turning up, and everybody holler, "Stay!" Like, wait, you know how they do those shot drinks when they're in the club? Shots, and then they be in a big college crowd and drink, and everybody just chants the same thing. I don't see any big difference here, girl. If you're not mature enough to be out on tour, girl, or make decisions for yourself, Miss Thing, you shouldn't be on that tour. You just shouldn't. You just leave, girl. Now you're trying to get a paycheck for it, but you don't mind what you're doing to that woman. Now, is Lizzo a bad person because if she raised her voice here and there, girl, or if she put demands on people who are working in the, she might say, well, girl, we going out, but y'all can't go. That's another thing they seem to imply. The dancers can't go. Why? Because they got to dance tomorrow, girl. Excuse me. Come on, let's go. Come on, move it, soldier. Get your bum up. Bone Deanie. I'll be right back. Hold on a minute. I gotta put my child on punishment. Get out here. Get your bone. Mm-hmm. Do y'all got an impression on this stuff? Or have y'all been to all the other sites already and talked about this enough? It's only a 2-day story, I believe. Didn't they file at the beginning of the week? Mm-hmm. Tanya Beauty Box. How you doing, Tanya Beauty Box? A cautionary tale. Don't go out with your employees, honey. They could turn on you and actually have the nerve to sue you, child. It sounds like she approached the woman, the one girl, and we got to say she's a big girl, but that's a very beautiful girl. What's her name? The one, Ariana. I mean, they're both attractive women, obviously, but she's a very pretty girl. But she was having her issue, whatever. But she also takes offense at Lizzo asking her, "Are you okay? Do you need some time off or something like that?" Right? Wasn't that a plea to say, well, if there is an issue, how can we help? It wasn't like she just said, "You're fat, get out." It wasn't like that at all. But you chose to take the thing. No, no, I'm fine. I'm fine, and get back up there, girl, and be unable to perform. Now, anybody who has a coach or choreographer, you think choreographers don't have these kind of issues all the time? Right? Somebody got to put their foot down. If you are uh, in charge, anyway. She's being accused of sexual harassment. She's being accused of sexual harassment. Okay, you put your mouth between another woman's legs and ate a banana out of her box on stage, and that's Lizzo's fault. Who's this? Whose decision was that? Your dear Uncle Timothy Blaine is not going to no club, girl, and eating no banana out of nobody's box, primarily because I'm not attracted to that. And I don't do things sexual, girl, because I feel like she looking at me. She over there looking. What's going to happen to me if I don't eat it? If I don't eat it, I'm saying, you apparently consumed the whole banana, right? I'm just saying. Sexual harassment because you went to the damn club in Amsterdam, in the red light district, girl, in the strip club. What do you think you were going there for exactly, Miss? Is it Ariana? Ariana and Crystal. What do you think that you were going there to do? Were you going there to play spades? I don't understand it. What did the manager convince you this was a kind of church function or something? How could you even walk through the streets of the red light district, girl, and not recognize that? Oh, boo boo. Oh, beep beep. Boo doo 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 doo. Bad girls. Nothing but bad girls. They're all over the place, girl. And then you gonna take your ass up into the damn strip club, girl, and say, oh, I don't want to be here. Oh, she tricked us. Right. Were they asking other people in the audience? Can we assume that these strippers on the stage, it was not their first time putting these projectiles up in their lady parts? Since you said that they were spitting things out of their culos, it wasn't the first time, right? So you really wasn't the only person who were doing these things with these women on stage, correct? Because there wouldn't be an act if this wasn't the regular routine of that club. Now, you people are world travelers right now. So have you been to Amsterdam before? Did Lizzo know where to go? Why? I mean, because she's been there before? I don't know. I just don't see how you can be in there with all this sexual energy and all this sexual attention in the in the strip club, girl, in the red light district in Amsterdam, girl, and not know what the fuck what you were doing or where you were going. Do you know where you were going to? Did you like the things that life was showing you? I don't know if I didn't know Lizzo. Was she a bisexual or a lesbian or something? If you went on a tour and you saw that that was not your scene, and there were many things about this tour that were going to offend you, your assignment was to quit. You said, no, this is not me. I can't do this. Although what seems so strange is, how do you have the manager, the road manager, the person traveling with you? She is a holy roller talking about abstinence, and all this kind of shit, girl. How was she able to stay there then? If it was so vulgar and so nasty and so disgusting, girl, how was this holy rolling woman going to be in charge of it all? Everybody suing everybody. Everybody wants to sue each other. Why are they suing each other? She possibly have a. Should they possibly have a case? I don't think they have a case, Danielle. It's just my opinion. I don't think they have any case at all because it would be different if Lizzo was there giving them instructions and telling them what to do. She wasn't telling them what to do. She was in the club partying with them like they were telling everybody else in the club to do, girl. I very seriously doubt that this was the only woman singled out, right? You can go in the club and say, this is not me. I had straight friends, especially back in the day. I walk into the place, this is nothing but strippers and, men's and women's. This is not my thing, honey. I'll meet y'all back at the hotel. Mm-hmm. They ain't got no damn lawsuit. Everybody got all these lawsuits. Just one person has money and the other ones don't, and that's the lawsuit. They're gonna get their 5 minutes of fame, and then nobody else in show business is gonna fuck with them. Why? Because you gonna sue me. The girls realize that they probably won't get another opportunity like that. That's not usually dancers. That's not usually the body type of dancers. They're probably not going to have a lot of opportunities. They want to go over there and cash in on this woman and paint her to be somebody that she's probably not. Does she have any diva tendencies? They all do. They all do, honey. I'm sure there's people around Whitney, girl, waiting to kiss her ass, girl. Oh, I think she wanted me to do this. I think what you feel and you think doesn't make any difference, girl. What did she say to you? Did she tell you that your job was in jeopardy if you didn't eat that woman's box? Or this is something you felt in Amsterdam, in the red light district, in a strip club, by the stage, girl. because at first the girls were saying that they didn't they didn't go to those places, they didn't party with them. That's why the other girls were getting all the benefits, right? They said so. So what are you saying? You're saying that you're the good girls and you don't do all that partying and drinking and carrying on like the rest of them. That's why the other girls were treated better than you, right? Then you're saying that no, you were doing what they did. You were in the club. You did go to the extreme, right? I mean, which is it? You say you don't do anything, and that's why everybody else was getting more attention from her. And then you're saying you did do everything. How y'all doing today? Mm-hmm. Girl, I hope y'all didn't quit your day jobs, or at least you can sing, or get your own show. I mean, Lizzo is showing you that anybody can do it if you have the talent, you have the ambition. My friend Jermaine Stewart, he started off as a Soul Train dancer. I can remember conversation. He did not believe that he could. He never even knew that he could actually sing. He never occurred to him that he could actually be a headliner. But eventually, he went over to London and got a hit record with his own voice. And then all of a sudden, they were singing his praises, honey. You got to get out there and do your own thing, child. Figure out what your talents and your abilities are. Don't be a hanger-on waiting on the approval of somebody else. If you did those things to please somebody else, girl, ain't that hoeing? It doesn't say a lot about your character, girl. If you're doing all that based on what you think is going on in somebody else's head. So I guess Lizzo, you gotta fly your own friends in, girl. I don't know. Y'all just gotta watch TV when you're out there. Or just go to a club with people you can trust. Let me check my chat now. Okay. Sometimes. And Danielle, see, that's what they do to people, though. Like you say, they could possibly have a case. They ain't got no damn case. But people start talking about it and talking about it, talking about it. And some people gonna have attitude. They've had bad experiences in their own life, whatever. And then they'll hold that against Lizzo for the rest of her life. Oh, you an abuser. You a liar. You a liar. You said you spoke up for the big girls. You a No, I'm the same person I was when you met me, girl. I'm the exact same person. You listen to some other woman with her opinion because she want to get some money out of me, right? If she felt like I was such a wrong person, why didn't she just come out here and tell y'all that I'm wrong? No, she wants some money, honey. It ain't gonna end up. They're gonna end up settling, girl. They're gonna take a few dollars, child, because that's all they can do. They can't win. And you caused damage to the girl's career, but Miss Lizzo is winning Grammys, girl. She don't need you. You getting the publicity for this next week or two, but that's all you gonna get. You gonna go right back to your one bedroom girl, and that woman gonna go right on with her career. This will pass for her. So what did you get out of the deal? Your 15 minutes of fame. Who said that? Was that Andy Warhol? Everybody gets 15 minutes of fame. That's right, Eleanor. Partying with employees can backfire. Absolutely. One wrong statement. They'll have your ass up on charges. You be down in IR. Did you say this to her? Did you? If there was a shift in powers and all this bullshit? I said, no, I was just partying. I'm not saying you can't go out for a drink with your boss, just you and that person. But I don't think you'd be going on strip clubs and shit with them. No, hell no. Especially when there's alcohol involved. You know that. You know, at your office party, people get a couple too many drinks and start putting their hands where they don't belong. Or these days, just saying something you didn't like. Long as you got money and they don't, honey, there's going to be an issue. Oh no, the power dynamic is always one-sided. Well, it's really unfair to the boss if they can be accused of anything, girl, based on what you felt like he might be thinking. He gave me that look. I knew if I didn't go over there and eat that box, I saw that look. What look? Can you dance? Are you ready for the stage tomorrow? It's a good possibility that these girls just were not competent dancers as well. I'm sure dancers are switched out all the time, honey. Particularly if you didn't put on 50, 60 pounds, right? You still got to move with the other girls. The other girls don't seem to be complaining about it. Now, there's always going to be people going to pop up out of the woodwork. You know that. Oh, I remember back in 1986, she said, "Get your fat ass out of my face." Something like that. I remember it was not. I remember it like yesterday. The trauma. Girl, can I get a few dollars? Charles Dawson, you remember Jermaine very well? He even sang background singers with Denise Williams, Shalimar. Yeah, he started singing with Shalimar. When I met them, they were all on Soul Train. Shalimar, they were both just dancers. Jeffrey and Jody and Jermaine, they were best friends. The other guy came along later for Shalimar, right? But all of a sudden, and then they had this friend, Bobby DeBarge, who also hung out with them. He was not a Soul Train person. He was in this group called Switch. Later became the DeBarge brothers. But what was I thinking? Yeah, they all were all singers, dancers on Soul Train, and then they started having records at the same time. All of a sudden, the Switch was on big billboards on Sunset Boulevard. I forget the name of the song. I think it was "You Made the Switch" or something like that. And at the same time, Shalimar became very popular, and they added that other guy because they were both basically dancers at that time as well, Jeffrey and Jody Watley. But she built a beautiful career from there. Uh, and Jermaine, I think he had 3 hits. We don't have to take our clothes off to, to have a good time. Oh no, we just dance and party right all night and drinking cherry wine. Oh. What's the other one? Charles Dawson. He had another one called The Word Is Out That You and I, oh yeah, that you and I been getting it on. You know the word is out. But he didn't know he could sing. He learned how to sing by singing background for Jody and them. And he was only singing background for them because they needed somebody behind them. But he was a dancer. He wasn't a singer. And they were dancers. The record company put them together as a group. But he found out he could sing by singing background for them. Mm-hmm. They had to almost force him into doing that. Uncle Tim wants to talk about Lizzo. If you want to talk about what you want, you go live another channel, sir. Who are you talking to, Justin? Justin never say die. Oh, Justin never say that. He comes on and talks dirty sometimes. He says crazy stuff sometimes. He talked about Cardi B's violence the other day. You may have missed the video. Cardi B's body and ass. I was just telling Tasha K, watch your back, girl. Don't be up in no club with that thing. Ow! What was that? The sky is falling. Justin, never say die. There were 2 DeBarge brothers and Switch, not one. No, Bobby DeBarge sang lead for Switch, right? The other brothers, I don't know that he was ever in the DeBarge. Those were the younger brothers. They came out after the spark had died somewhat with Switch. But first it was Switch, and there was 2. Was it 2? How many of them were in Switch? 2 brothers? I don't know. And then DeBarge, the whole damn family came out. They ended up with several tragedies in their thing too. But Jermaine Stewart and Bobby DeBarge were very good friends. Jermaine Stewart had a lot of friends. This is before he had any records or anything, when he was just with Soul Train. He seemed to know a lot of celebrities. I know because he lived with me. Say it again. The word is out. I was so embarrassed when he saw I had become a drug addict, because when we knew each other, neither one of us were no drug addicts. We were 19, 20-year-old boys. But then years later, when he ran into me, I had started doing drugs. So, and most of the guys that hung around with us at the time when we were 19, 20, a lot of them ended up on dope. So I don't want him to see me that way, but it is what it is, honey. Bobby was the lead singer for Switch, and Tommy DeBarge was also a member of Switch. Okay, so there were 2 brothers in Switch. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I knew a few things about what's going on over there. I didn't know Bobby was a drug addict, though. Nobody was on drugs then. We were all just arriving in Los Angeles. So all that came later, the way people splintered out. Some people did this, some people did that. Mm-hmm. Crying over Tasha K. I'll never cry over Tasha K. He didn't like me, though, Bobby DeBarge. He didn't like me, even though Jermaine was staying in my apartment, which the sugar daddy got for me, because I was not in show business. All the rest of them were either singers, they were background singers, they were dancers, they did something in show business, right? And his attitude was, well, what'd he do? I didn't care, child. I wasn't particularly into you either, the falsetto. Uh-huh. He had a boyfriend and everything. I don't know. I shouldn't say he didn't like me. He just didn't consider me to be one of their crowd. I'll put it like that. Because as I said, they were all rising at the same time. They were all having all these hit records. And these, I think the bars switch was definitely with Motown. Motown was right there on the corner where we hung out at Sunset and Vine. Capitol Records was at Hollywood and Vine, which is only a block up. So there was a lot of musical people, not the headliners, but a lot of musical people in that area at the time. Let me see. One of the most talented guys. He's still in show business, right? Didn't one become a big producer? What's his name? L. DeBarge. I think only one of them stayed in show business and became successful as a producer. A couple of the other ones, they fell into drugs too. And I think the sister too. I call your name, girl, when I am lonely. I call your name. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they got the funny thing about that though, the whole time that they were switched and they were traveling, they were popular and all this kind of stuff. Bobby DeBarge lived in an extended stay hotel off Hollywood Boulevard. I always thought that was the strangest thing because you always assume people who are in show business are going to be living these grand lifestyles, right? But I don't know if he ever got out of that hotel when I was at that time in 1977, 77, 78. Uh, Also, many times when they're starting their careers, if they're traveling all the time, they're not really at home. So even if he had a house or apartment, he wouldn't be in it. That might be why he was in an extended stay. We see all these people on these cribs and all this kind of stuff, right? But a lot of those people, they're barely at those houses. If you look at their kitchens, you can say, well, hell, ain't nobody cooked in there because they're on the road. Now, when their stars start to dim a little bit, then they can be at home more. Then they'll start enjoying the things that they accumulated. Hopefully, they have taken care of their business where they can actually, pay for their houses and stuff or their lifestyle. But when they traveling, sometimes they on the road a whole damn year, all the way around, honey. Mhm. Yeah, that DeBar story was real sad. Even the way it began with their abusive father and all, the whole bit. All their stories are here on YouTube. Even Jermaine's story is on here. Several of them, actually. Bobby had that beautiful high falsetto. Yeah, boys. And later, El DeBarge became known as a similar sound. Yeah, I never liked that high falsetto voices. I never liked most of them, really. I mean, there's some singers that can do both, but their singing was in falsetto. But can't take it away from them. They became very popular. I think DeBarge became even more popular than the older brothers and Switch. I call your name, girl, when I am lonely. But some people love the falsetto, just a matter of taste. Post my picture from then, Unc. uh, Monkey Mom, girl, I went to jail 30 something times and prison 10 times. I didn't retain a lot of my old stuff. Uh-uh. I don't have anything from the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. I don't have shit. Every year I had to get out. I had to start all over again, honey. Mm. I do have a few pictures in my phone. My sisters in them had it. They happen to have from the family photos and things. No, we ain't living in the past, honey. I wish I could go back, be young again, honey. Paul Rubens. Paul Mooney was around at that time too. He used to cruise the boulevard late at night. What he used to drive, Paul Mooney, I think it was a Cadillac Seville. Uh, Bunny is dead too. So much tragedy in that family. Their mom still seems young. Mm-hmm. El DeBarge in Secret Garden. That was a song. You live for falsetto? You got to go over there with Kelly Love. Kelly Love loves his falsetto, honey. I mean, a lot of singers have a range. Like that damn Donnie McKirkin. Honey, he had his range started the falsetto go all the way up to all the way up and then all the way down to he had all the ranges. So it just wasn't my favorite. Back when the Temptations days, I used to like them. How come people say a lady virgin, that's okay, but a man who is a man ain't supposed to be that way? No, 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 no. That was Smokey Robinson. Can you love a virgin man? There are a lot of them that were falsetto, Shy Lights. Mm-hmm. How could I forget? You know what I got to start doing? Instead of drinking sips of water, I sip all day, right? If I'm dehydrated, I need to drink bottles of water so that I'm not dehydrated and I ain't got to sip. I just be wetting the whistle. You got to get it down on the inside, baby. Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, there were several of them that I didn't like. Falsetto. I don't follow music now, so I don't know. Uncle Tim, your voice is flat today. Baby, Sharon Morrison, my voice is flat every day. You ain't been paying attention, girl. You see, I'm not under the illusion that I can sing. I think when the throat is dry, though, it's particularly, you should say your voice is particularly flat today. Mm-hmm. Okay, what? Bunny DeBarge is not deceased. Wait a minute. Wait, Marky? Who is Marky? Marky said Bunny is dead too. Who was the daughter that died? One daughter died. They had, I think they had two girls, right? So Bunny is the one the one is still alive now. There's one lady, she's very involved in the church. That might be Bunny. But they had another daughter who sang with the group, the Bars. She died. She was abused, and eventually she died from drugs. Y'all know? Do you know Charles Dodson? You sound like you follow them. Okay, so Bunny is not dead. Let's establish that. Do y'all know the lady who if y'all see it, three said flat today? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, girl. How would you describe the other days? I ain't no flatter than Jay Wilson. We about the same, girl. Miss Harvey, she's very forgiving. She said, that's okay, baby. We understand. Go ahead and sing. No, Bunny was the only sister in the group, and she is still alive. Wait a minute now, Charles Dodson. Who was the young girl? They had a sister that got involved in drugs when they were still in the projects, right? Was that Bunny? I was under the impression they had two sisters, one who's deceased. Now you're going to make me go and watch the Unsung. I got to go see. Yeah, I do remember seeing Bunny as an older lady, though, so it wouldn't have been her. One other sister named Carol, but she was not a singer. Oh, was Carol the one that was abused? Then did she get kidnapped or something? She has maybe some mental or drug issues. Carol, I don't remember. We can go and pull it up on Unsung though. Here, it's on here on YouTube. Till more thinking about the Silvers. Oh, oh, it's just a misdemeanor. You got to get over and upright from the start. I used to love the Silvers. Foster Silvers. Uh, they had that big, huge hair. They were like Jackson 5 light. Hmm. So, Charles Dawson, you are a very perceptive man because I often mix up the stories of the Silvers and DeBarge. Uh, I've done it several times, right? They were around at the same time. They all had that big hair. They all light skinned. They kind of looked alike, but you are correct. I've been accused of that many times. Well, I've picked it up myself. Oh, it was the Silvers. Okay. Yeah, I got those stories completely mixed up. Carol's still alive and well. Okay. Yeah, Carol is involved in the church. We're touted as the next Jackson 5 family. Love those afros and that bouncing around on there. They sing just as misdemeanor, right? It's just a misdemeanor. You got to get over and upright from the top. They used to say that the Osmond brothers, they had a song when they first came out. A lot of people confused them with the Jackson 5. They were all about the same age. Of course, the Osmond brothers were built as the white Jacksons, but they had a song called "One Bad Apple Don't Spoil a Whole Bunch of Girls." I don't care what they say. I don't care what you heard now. Do do do. I can make you happy, baby. Satisfy you too. How can I? You won't give me a chance to prove my love to you. Won't you please just give me one more chance, girl. They even had the same moves. Mm-hmm. Yeah, some people kind of thought it was unfair that they seemed to shoot up so fast to connect and then pass to Jackson for a minute. I mean, nobody became as big as Michael Jackson, but because they were white and they had a bigger audience, automatic audience, and then they got a TV show, Donnie and Marie Osmond. Let me see, I forget her, but they were both good groups. But they definitely copied the Jackson 5. But Michael Jackson copied James Brown. Now, if you go to these shorts, they're showing you James Brown moves, and they're showing you side by side what became the signature Michael Jackson moves. They're the same moves, almost to a T. So I guess everybody, copied somebody. Mm-hmm. Moonwalk, all that shit started with James Brown. And Michael just modernized it. And now there's people who are dancing now on, I guess, on TikTok and also on the shorts here. They're doing it better than Michael. They're doing it. He originated. He made those moves popular. But these new people, they can do that dance even better. The moonwalk thing. Mm. Y'all watch the shorts. I guess the shorts is like YouTube's version of TikTok, and they use a lot of TikTok videos. But they got some great dancers on there. Uh-huh. When did James Brown do the robot and the backslide? Did he ever do the? I think Michael did start the robot. That was his big thing for a while, and he moved on to moonwalking and all that. And then he starts spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning. But no, I'm sorry, Justin. I have to disagree with you. If you look at James Brown, when they put those side by side, maybe you can just put it in your search engine and just show you James Brown and Michael Jackson. Their moves are the exact same. And they don't mean it that. James didn't have different things that he did. Michael didn't have things that he did, you know. But I'm just saying the core of his dancing, obviously that's where he learned it from. Nobody was dancing like that but James Brown, right? But I don't remember Michael ever having the people come on the put the cloak over him. Remember, please, please don't go. Hey, please, honey, please don't go. Please, please don't go. I love you so. That was my James Brown closing song. He always had the what would he call it, the famous flames? Try to get him to leave the stage by throwing the cloak over every performance. No, Michael did not invent the moonwalk. That was definitely James Brown. He just do it. He said, see me jump back and do the camel walk. I may not do that dance as well as you, but baby, you can bet you haven't seen nothing yet until you see me do the camel walk. Ow! Hit me! Maceo, come back home. Cab Calloway did the backslide. Wait a minute. Now, did Cab Calloway, did he backslide from the church people? Or did he do a dance called the backslide? Sliding the foot across the stage? Yes. But that's a version of what they're doing now. They're mixing it with the camel walk, and they can just walk all the way along the beach, honey. Justin J, are you trying to start? Justin, never say die. So James Brown is older than Cab Calloway? I wasn't aware of Cab Calloway, Justin J. I mean, Justin J. Justin never say die. If Cab was doing the back, what do you call it? The backslide. Why was he doing them same sinful dances? Mm-hmm. Not the camel walk. Woo! Maybe James Brown at one point, he didn't hardly have to say anything. Ow, hit me. That was the song, girl. Girl over there in them hot with the pot pants on, she can do the funky Broadway all night long. Baby. He was not to be played with back in the day. Hot bands make you sure of yourself, because she got to use what she got to get just what you want. Now there it is. Say it loud. Boom, boom. Back and I'm proud. Dun-dun, dun-dun. Some people say we got a lot of manners, and some people say we got a lot of nerve. I say we won't quit moving until we get what we deserve. We've been beat. We've been stomped. We've been feeling bad talking about to the you won't. Devil's meat is it takes two eyes to make a pass. But brother, we won't quit until we get our share. Now say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Ooh yeah. Oh. Ooh. Mm. Can I jump up and demonstrate? No, I can't do no demonstration. I may not do that dance as well as you, TLC and 3, but you. Oh, I got to go, people. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. I forget. Hey, how you doing? Hey. You sign off the line. All right. The worker's here to get my new stove hooked up. So I'll talk to y'all later. Thanks for coming in.